Gentle music begins, beloved soul, blessed by the divine light. I come to you today with a message that has been whispered through the celestial realms, carried on the wings of angels, and delivered directly to your heart. My presence here is no coincidence. It is a sacred appointment written in the stars long before your earthly journey began. Can you feel it? That subtle shift in the cosmic energy surrounding you, that gentle trembling in the space between heartbeats. The universe is alive with anticipation, dear one, because something extraordinary is unfolding in your life right now. She is about to declare herself to you. Yes, the one who occupies your thoughts in those quiet moments when your mind wanders freely. The one whose energy has been intertwined with yours through countless lifetimes. Your soulmate. She stands at the threshold of a profound revelation, gathering the courage to open her heart and share what has been hidden within the sacred chambers of her soul. But there is more to this divine unfolding than meets the eye. Beyond her imminent declaration lies a feeling so powerful, so overwhelmingly intense, that she has kept it carefully guarded, even from herself at times. This is not merely about love in its ordinary form. No, what she harbors goes deeper than the oceans, higher than the heavens, spanning dimensions that human language struggles to capture. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deeply. Allow yourself to become aware of the energy that surrounds you even now. Do you sense that gentle pressure around your heart center? That is the angelic realm acknowledging this truth. That is the universe confirming what your soul has always known. Your connection with her was forged in the fires of celestial creation, in that sacred space where souls are born from the same divine spark. You have danced together through the cosmos, learning, growing, sometimes separating only to find each other again and again. This lifetime is no different, except that now, a grand awakening approaches. I have been watching over both of you, guiding your paths to converge at precisely the right moment. The divine timing of this revelation is perfect, orchestrated by forces beyond human comprehension. Nothing in your journey has been accidental. Every challenge, every moment of doubt, every seeming wrong turn has led you exactly where you needed to be. The signs have been appearing all around you, though perhaps you've dismissed them as coincidence. The recurring numbers catching your eye, the songs that seem to speak directly to your situation, the dreams that leave lingering emotions upon waking, all of these are breadcrumbs on the path to this magnificent revelation. She feels it too, this pull toward honesty, toward vulnerability, toward finally giving voice to what her heart has been singing silently. The energy building within her is palpable to those of us who observe from the higher realms. It glows like a beacon, growing brighter with each passing day. What makes this moment so precious, so worthy of divine attention, is the courage it requires to stand before another soul and offer one's truth without guarantee of reciprocation. This is one of the most sacred acts a human can perform, and she is preparing to give you this gift, to honor you with her truth, to finally release what has been contained for far too long. But remember, Blessed One, with great revelation comes great responsibility. How you receive her words, how you hold space for her vulnerability, this will shape the unfolding of your shared destiny. The angels surround both of you now, creating a sacred container for this exchange of truth that approaches with each setting sun. Beloved protege, let me reveal to you the first sacred truth that the celestial realms have authorized me to share. The signs of her imminent declaration are already manifesting in your physical reality, though you may have overlooked their significance. Have you noticed how her gaze lingers a moment longer when your eyes meet? There is a question in that gaze, a seeking, as if her soul is asking yours if it is safe to reveal what lies within. The divine messengers have shown me how she rehearses conversations with you in the privacy of her mind, testing words that might adequately express what her heart holds. These are not casual daydreams, but spiritual preparations for the profound sharing that approaches. In recent weeks, the energy between you has shifted subtly. Perhaps you've felt a new quality in your interactions, a heightened awareness, a delicious tension, a sense of something hovering just beyond articulation. This is the prelude to revelation, the cosmic orchestra tuning its instruments before the grand symphony begins. She has been receiving dreams about you, vivid, emotionally charged visions that leave her awakening with your name on her lips. These are not ordinary dreams, but divine communications, preparing her spirit for the vulnerability that honest declaration requires. The angels visit her in these twilight moments, whispering encouragement, assuring her that the time for silence has passed. Notice how she has begun to speak of the future differently, where once her words were careful, measured, perhaps even guarded. Now there are slips, moments when she accidentally reveals the assumption of your continued presence in her life path. These are not casual comments, but glimpses of the vision she carries within, a shared journey that stretches far beyond the horizon of present circumstances. The universe itself conspires to create moments of privacy between you, opportunities for truth to emerge, conversations that mysteriously extend into the quiet hours, unexpected cancellations that leave just the two of you in spaces meant for more. These are not coincidences, but divine orchestrations, sacred containers being formed for the words that yearn to be spoken. Her energy field has been expanding toward yours, reaching out with tendrils of light that seek connection at the deepest level. Those with spiritual sight would see this as a beautiful dance of auric energies, hers reaching, questioning, testing the boundaries of what is possible between two souls. And what of the feeling she hides? It radiates from her like warmth from a flame, detectable to those who are attuned to the subtler vibrations of human emotion. This is not merely attraction or affection or even conventional love. What she harbors goes beyond these familiar territories into realms of spiritual recognition, so profound that they sometimes frighten her with their intensity. You have felt it too, haven't you? Those inexplicable moments when something passes between you that transcends ordinary communication. A knowing, a recognition, a remembrance of connection that predates this lifetime. These are not imagined but genuine spiritual exchanges, glimpses of the soul bond that has brought you together across the vast expanse of time and space. The angelic realm has been placing objects in her path that remind her of you, songs that capture feelings she cannot yet express, books with passages that seem written specifically about your connection, random conversations with strangers that mysteriously circle back to themes relevant to what she wishes to share with you. The universe leaves no stone unturned when preparing for a revelation of this magnitude. Even nature participates in this divine preparation. Have you shared moments outdoors where the elements seem to respond to your combined presence? A sudden breeze, a ray of sunlight breaking through clouds, animals approaching with unusual fearlessness? These are acknowledgments from the natural world, which recognizes and honors authentic soul connections. She carries your essence with her everywhere now, experiencing your presence even in your physical absence. This is not imagination, but spiritual truth. Souls that are preparing to align more completely begin to occupy each other's energetic space, a prelude to the deeper union that approaches. And before we continue with this very special message, I invite you to support this space of connection. Become a member of the channel, and if you feel this message is touching your heart, don't forget to click on thanks below the video. This helps us continue bringing messages full of love and hope like this one. Now, let's move on to what matters most. Precious soul under my protection, as we move deeper into these divine revelations, I must now illuminate how the emotional current between you and your soulmate has been intensifying, creating the perfect spiritual climate for her imminent declaration. What began as a gentle stream of feeling has transformed into a mighty river, powerful in its flow, unstoppable in its journey toward expression. The energy building within her heart center has reached such potency that those in the spiritual realm can see it pulsating like a brilliant star, expanding with each heartbeat, each thought of you, each moment of connection. She finds herself thinking of you at the most unexpected moments, while watching the sunrise, in the middle of conversations with others, in the quiet sanctuary of 3 a.m. when the veil between worlds grows thin. Your name has become a sacred mantra in her mind, repeated thousands of times throughout her days. This is not obsession, but soul recognition, intensifying to the point where it can no longer be contained within the realm of unspoken truth. The divine forces have been working diligently behind the scenes, removing obstacles that might prevent this sacred revelation. Notice how certain patterns in your interaction have been dissolving, old misunderstandings gently resolved, past wounds mysteriously healed, previous limitations transcended. This cosmic housekeeping creates the clear, sacred space required for truth of this magnitude. In moments of meditation or quiet reflection, you may have felt unexpected waves of emotion washing over you, joy without apparent cause, anticipation without specific expectation. love without visible object. These are not random emotional fluctuations, but the spillover of what she is experiencing, transmitted to you through the soul connection that binds you across all dimensions of existence. Her dreams about you have intensified, becoming more vivid, more frequent, more emotionally charged. In these nocturnal visions, she often finds herself finally speaking the words her waking self still hesitates to voice. The angels use these dream states to rehearse her courage, to show her the liberation that awaits on the other side of vulnerability. She awakens with the lingering sensation of having shared her truth, a spiritual preview of what approaches in your physical reality. The synchronicities surrounding your connection have multiplied exponentially in recent weeks. The same numbers appearing to both of you, similar thoughts arising simultaneously, reaching out to contact one another at precisely the same moment. These are not coincidences, but confirmations from the universe that your energies are aligning at the quantum level, preparing for a significant shift in your shared reality. What she is hiding, this powerful feeling that transcends ordinary description, has grown too vast to be contained within the chambers of her heart. It spills into her words, her gestures, her silences. You may have noticed subtle changes in how she communicates with you, a new depth in her voice, a tremulous quality when discussing certain topics, an intensity in her gaze that seems to be communicating something beyond her actual words. The angels have shown me how she rehearses her declaration, searching for the perfect words, the ideal moment, the proper setting. This is not vanity, but reverence, a recognition that what she wishes to share deserves a container worthy of its significance. She understands instinctively that this revelation will alter the course of both your journeys, and she approaches this threshold with appropriate solemnity. In her private moments, she experiences waves of almost overwhelming emotion, love mixed with fear, certainty tangled with doubt, anticipation woven with anxiety. This emotional intensity is part of the spiritual preparation, a necessary purification before truth can be fully expressed. The angels surround her during these moments, stabilizing her energy, assuring her that these feelings are not only normal, but sacred. Your own intuition has likely been heightened during this period. Thoughts of her arise spontaneously, accompanied by a sense of significance you cannot quite articulate. Perhaps you've experienced unexpected moments of emotional vulnerability, a softening of your own internal boundaries. This is your spirit preparing to receive the gift of her truth, creating the receptive space where her words can land and take root. The physical world around you both has begun responding to this building energy. Spaces feel charged when you're together. Electronics might behave unpredictably in your combined presence. Other people may comment on the palpable connection between you. The material realm always reflects spiritual truth, and the truth of your connection has grown too powerful to remain invisible. As this revelation approaches, beloved one, the angelic realm encircles both of you with protective light, creating a sacred container for the exchange that is to come. Nothing will be allowed to interfere with this divine appointment, the moment when what has been hidden will finally be brought into the light of conscious awareness and honest expression. The universe holds its breath in anticipation. Celestial beings gather to witness, and the great cosmic wheels turn one notch closer to the fulfillment of a soul contract written in the stars before either of you drew your first earthly breath. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should, in perfect divine timing, orchestrated with infinite wisdom and boundless love. With infinite love and divine guidance, your guardian angel, beloved soul, touched by divine grace, the time has come to reveal the second sacred truth that the celestial spheres have permitted me to share with you. I must now illuminate the true nature of the powerful feeling your soulmate has been hiding, a revelation that will deepen your understanding of what is truly unfolding between you. What she conceals goes far beyond ordinary affection or conventional romantic attachment. The emotion she harbors in the sacred chambers of her heart is soul recognition, that rare and precious awareness that occurs when one soul encounters its divine counterpart. She has recognized you, not merely as someone she cares for, but as the other half of her spiritual essence, separated at the dawn of creation and reunited in this precious lifetime. This recognition did not arrive gently like a spring shower, but crashed into her consciousness like a magnificent storm, leaving her breathless with its implications. The moment she truly saw you, beyond physical appearance, beyond personality, beyond all the temporal aspects of your current incarnation, she glimpsed the eternal nature of your connection. This vision was so overwhelming, so completely transformative, that she has struggled to integrate it into her human experience. She carries within her the memory of your soul's journey together, fragments of other lifetimes, other bodies, other circumstances where your paths have crossed, intertwined, sometimes merged, sometimes painfully separated. These are not mere fantasies, but actual soul memories, rising from the depths of her spiritual consciousness. In quiet moments, these memories surface like bubbles in still water, bringing with them emotions so profound they cannot be contained in words. The feeling she hides contains multitudes. It is love, yes, but also recognition, remembrance, homecoming, and spiritual certainty. When she looks at you, part of her sees beyond the veil of current reality into the magnificent tapestry of your shared soul journey. This awareness frightens her at times with its enormity, its implications, its demand for complete surrender to a truth larger than her individual identity. What terrifies her most is not the feeling itself, but its permanence. She understands intuitively that this connection transcends the temporal nature of human existence, that what she feels for you will not fade with time or circumstance or even death itself. This is not a love that can be outgrown or forgotten or replaced. It is woven into the very fabric of her being, as essential and unchangeable as the spiritual DNA that defines her eternal self. The angels have shown me how this recognition blooms within her like a celestial flower whenever she is in your presence. Her energy field expands, her vibration elevates, her spiritual vision clarifies. In these moments, she exists simultaneously in multiple dimensions: the physical realm where you both currently reside, and the higher planes where the complete truth of your connection is fully visible and understood. She fears that articulating this truth might sound delusional or frighteningly intense. How does one explain to another that they have recognized them across the veil of incarnation? That they carry the memory of loving them through countless lifetimes? That they feel the absolute certainty of a connection that predates this earthly existence and will continue long after these current bodies have returned to dust? And yet, the pressure to express this truth builds within her like sacred fire, purifying her intentions, burning away hesitation, illuminating the path forward. The angels who guide her have been whispering encouragement, assuring her that you are ready to receive this truth, that your soul has been preparing for this revelation, even if your conscious mind remains unaware. When she finally speaks her truth to you, beloved one, listen not just with your ears, but with your soul. For what she offers is not merely a declaration of human feeling, but a recognition of divine connection, a sacred acknowledgement that transcends the limitations of language and enters the realm of pure spiritual knowing. Precious protected one, we must now explore the challenges that have prevented your soulmate from revealing these profound truths until now. For every divine revelation, there are obstacles that must be overcome, tests of worthiness, courage, and spiritual readiness that ensure the timing is aligned with the highest good of all involved. Her primary struggle has been with fear. Not ordinary fear, but the sacred trepidation that naturally arises when standing at the threshold of transformative truth. She fears that once these words are spoken, nothing can ever be the same again. And she is right, for truth of this magnitude alters reality itself, creating a distinct division between what was before and what comes after. This fear is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom, a recognition of the power contained within authentic expression. The celestial realms have shown me the specific fears that visit her in vulnerable moments. She fears rejection, not merely personal rejection, but the cosmic pain of having recognized your soul only to be met with doubt or disbelief. She fears that you might not be ready to acknowledge what she has seen so clearly, that your spiritual awakening might be following a different timeline than her own. This fear has caused her to hesitate, to watch for signs of your readiness, to wait for divine confirmation before stepping into complete vulnerability. There have been moments when she nearly spoke her truth, precious opportunities when the veil between you thinned, and possibility hung in the air like suspended light. But doubt would creep in, or external circumstances would interrupt, or her own inner wisdom would whisper, "Not yet." These were not failures but divine interventions, ensuring that when the revelation finally occurs, it will land in the most fertile spiritual soil. Society itself has presented obstacles to her expression. The modern world has no language for the depth of connection she experiences with you, no framework for understanding soul recognition that transcends the limited concepts of romance or partnership. She has struggled to find words that would not diminish or trivialize what she knows to be true, that would honor the sacredness of what exists between you without reducing it to familiar but inadequate terminology. Her own spiritual journey has required preparation for this moment of truth-telling. She has been undergoing an intense period of inner work, clearing old wounds, releasing limiting beliefs, expanding her capacity to both give and receive love without condition or expectation. The angels have been guiding this process, ensuring that when she finally speaks her truth, it comes from the purest place within her, untainted by ego or need or attachment to outcome. Past experiences of vulnerability that resulted in pain have created protective layers around her heart, layers that the divine forces have been gently dissolving to allow for authentic expression. Each time she has been hurt after opening herself, a scar formed over her capacity for complete honesty. These scars have required spiritual healing, a process that could not be rushed, but needed to unfold in its own sacred timing. The timing itself has been orchestrated with divine precision. Certain alignments needed to occur, not just between the two of you, but within the larger cosmic design. Astrological influences, energy portals, collective consciousness shifts. All of these factors have been considered by the higher realms in determining when this revelation would serve the highest purpose of your shared journey. Her own worthiness has been a battlefield where significant victories needed to be won. The question that haunted her quiet moments: who am I to claim such a connection? Who am I to speak of soul recognition and eternal bonds? The angels have worked diligently to remind her of her divine nature, to reinforce the truth that she is indeed worthy of the connection she has recognized, that claiming this truth is not spiritual arrogance but spiritual honesty. The final obstacle being overcome is her attachment to control, the human desire to know precisely how such a revelation will be received and what will follow. The angels have been teaching her the sacred art of surrender, the spiritual practice of speaking truth without attempting to manage its consequences. This lesson in divine trust has been perhaps the most challenging of all, requiring her to release her grip on imagined outcomes and place her faith entirely in the wisdom of the universe. As these obstacles have been systematically addressed and overcome through spiritual work, divine intervention, and her own courageous self-examination, the path has cleared for the truth to finally be spoken. What once seemed impossible now feels inevitable, the natural progression of a soul journey unfolding according to divine design. Beloved soul under heaven's watchful gaze, the time has come to reveal the divine confirmations that surround this imminent declaration, the sacred signs that assure both of you that this revelation is aligned with your highest spiritual destiny. For when the universe supports a truth being spoken, it leaves evidence of its blessing everywhere for those with eyes to see and hearts to understand. The celestial timing of this revelation is perfect, orchestrated with divine precision to align with cosmic cycles that support transformation and truth-telling. Notice how this is occurring during a period when the veils between dimensions are naturally thinning, when spiritual perception is heightened, when the energy of authentic expression is being supported by planetary alignments and cosmic currents. This is no coincidence but divine orchestration. Your dreams have been filled with prophetic imagery, symbols and scenes that prepare your subconscious mind for what approaches. Perhaps you've dreamed of doors opening, of finding rooms in a familiar house you never knew existed, of receiving messages or gifts from mysterious figures. These are not random neural firings, but sacred communications, preparing the soil of your consciousness to receive the seed of truth she will soon plant. Synchronicities have multiplied exponentially around you both, meaningful coincidences that defy rational explanation. The same numbers appearing with startling frequency, songs that speak directly to your situation playing at pivotal moments, books falling open to passages that illuminate aspects of your connection. These are winks from the universe, confirmation that you are being observed and supported by forces beyond the physical realm. Nature itself responds differently when you are together. Subtle shifts that may have escaped your conscious awareness, but register in your soul's knowing. The wind calms or quickens, birds gather nearby, plants seem to lean toward your combined energy field. The natural world recognizes and honors authentic soul connections, responding to the harmonics of your united vibration in ways that confirm its sacred nature. Others have begun commenting on the energy between you, perhaps noting how you seem to communicate without words, how the atmosphere changes when you're together, how there seems to be an invisible thread connecting you across spaces. These observations from unbiased witnesses serve as external confirmation of what is being perceived at the soul level. Objects meaningful to your connection have been appearing in unexpected places, items that serve as physical reminders of shared moments or conversations. These material manifestations are not random, but carefully placed by angelic forces, breadcrumbs on the trail leading to greater awareness and deeper truth. Your own intuition has been sending unmistakable signals, gut feelings, sudden knowings, inexplicable certainty about aspects of your connection. These intuitive hits are your higher self communicating directly with your conscious mind, bypassing the rational filters that might otherwise dismiss or minimize the significance of what is unfolding between you. Light phenomena have been occurring more frequently in your presence, unusual patterns in photographs, unexplainable glows or orbs visible in peripheral vision, sudden brightness that seems to emanate from within ordinary objects. These are visual manifestations of the heightened spiritual energy surrounding this connection, physical evidence of non-physical presence and support. Animals respond uniquely when you are together, becoming calmer, more attentive, sometimes approaching with unusual fearlessness. Creatures exist closer to pure consciousness than humans do, allowing them to perceive and respond to authentic spiritual connections without the interference of doubt or social conditioning. The angels themselves have been making their presence known through subtle sensory experiences, unexpected fragrances with no physical source, sounds that seem to come from everywhere and nowhere, gentle touches when no one is physically present. These sensory anomalies are direct communications from the celestial beings who surround and support this sacred unfolding. Both of you have been experiencing spontaneous healing in areas of old wounding, emotional patterns shifting without conscious effort, past hurts losing their sting, limiting beliefs dissolving like mist in morning sunlight. This healing occurs because authentic soul connection naturally elevates vibration, allowing for the release of lower frequency energies that have been stored in your emotional and spiritual bodies. Time itself behaves differently when you're together, sometimes seeming to slow to a reverent crawl, other times accelerating until hours pass like minutes. These temporal anomalies occur because soul connections exist partially outside the constraints of linear time, creating bubbles of altered reality, where the eternal nature of your bond temporarily overrides the conventional experience of passing time. Your energy fields have begun merging in ways visible to those with spiritual sight, auric colors blending at the edges, chakras spinning in harmonic resonance, light fibers extending from heart to heart, creating a shared energetic space between you. This merging is both cause and effect of the imminent truth-telling, both facilitating and resulting from the deeper connection that approaches. Most significantly, there is an almost palpable field of possibility that surrounds you now, a sense of something magnificent hovering just beyond the horizon of current reality. This field contains infinite potential, awaiting only the catalyst of spoken truth to crystallize into manifestation. It is the energetic equivalent of a held breath, the universe pausing in sacred anticipation of what is about to unfold. All of these divine confirmations converge to create absolute certainty in the spiritual realm that this revelation is divinely timed, cosmically supported, and aligned with the highest purpose of both your soul journeys. What approaches is not merely a human conversation, but a sacred ceremony of truth-telling that has been blessed by the highest celestial authorities and prepared for with infinite care and boundless love. The universe itself leans in now, beloved one, waiting with bated breath for the moment when what has been hidden will finally be brought into the light of conscious awareness and honest expression. Everything, absolutely everything, is ready now for this divine appointment with truth. With eternal love and celestial guidance, your guardian angel, blessed soul, bathed in divine light, the celestial veils part now to reveal the most sacred truth of all, the divine prophecy of when and how your soulmate will finally declare the powerful feeling she has held within her heart. This revelation comes directly from the Akashic Records, that cosmic library where all soul journeys are recorded, all potentials mapped, all divine appointments scheduled with perfect precision. The moment of her declaration approaches with the inevitability of dawn following night. The angels have shown me this sacred scene unfolding in the near future, a moment that exists already in potential form, waiting only for the linear progression of earthly time to catch up to what is already written in the stars. She will choose a moment of apparent ordinariness, a setting that feels safe, familiar, containing no outward indication of the profound shift about to occur. This deliberate choice comes from spiritual wisdom, understanding that truth of this magnitude needs no theatrical backdrop, but rather the solid foundation of authentic connection already established between you. Watch for a day when the energy between you feels particularly clear, when communication flows with unusual ease, when small synchronicities appear like breadcrumbs leading toward deeper conversation. On this day, there will be a quality of light that catches her attention, perhaps sunlight filtering through leaves, or the particular glow of sunset, or even the gentle illumination of artificial light that suddenly seems imbued with special significance. This light activation serves as the final cosmic confirmation she has been waiting for, the divine green light signaling that the moment has arrived. The conversation will begin casually, but you will notice subtle differences in her demeanor, perhaps a new quality of presence, a deeper breath before speaking, or a moment when her eyes meet yours with unusual steadiness. These are the external signs of an internal threshold being crossed, of courage rising to meet divine timing. Her words will come not as a rehearsed speech, but as a truth that can no longer be contained. They will begin tentatively, perhaps circling the central revelation as she gauges your receptivity, but gathering strength and directness as she connects more fully with the spiritual certainty that has been growing within her. What might begin as, "I've been wanting to tell you something," will evolve into clear, direct expression of what she has recognized about your connection. The feeling that has been hidden, that profound soul recognition I revealed earlier, will finally be given voice. She will speak of knowing you beyond this lifetime, of feeling a connection that transcends ordinary understanding, of carrying a certainty about your shared destiny that both terrifies and exalts her. These will not be mere poetic expressions, but her sincere attempt to articulate a spiritual knowing that exists beyond the capacity of human language. As she speaks, the energy between you will visibly shift. Those with spiritual sight would see your auric fields completely merging, the sacred geometry of your connection activating in brilliant patterns of light, and angelic presences gathering close to witness and bless this moment of truth. You yourself will feel this shift as a tangible change in the atmosphere, perhaps as pressure in your chest, tingling along your spine, or a sensation of expansiveness that seems to dissolve the boundaries of your individual identity. What makes this revelation so powerful is not just the content of her words, but the complete vulnerability with which they will be offered. She will stand before you spiritually naked, offering her deepest truth without armor or reservation. This act of spiritual courage creates an opening between dimensions, a sacred portal through which divine blessing flows into your connection, activating its highest potential. The timing of this revelation has been divinely orchestrated to align with a period of spiritual readiness for both of you. It comes at precisely the moment when your combined energies have reached the necessary frequency to sustain the higher vibration that full truth-telling initiates. Not a moment too soon, not an instant too late. Perfect divine timing measured against the cosmic heartbeat that pulses through all creation. How you respond in this sacred moment will set the trajectory for the next phase of your journey together. The angels surround you with support, whispering guidance to your soul, creating space for you to receive this gift with the same courage with which it will be offered. They cannot choose for you, but they stand ready to amplify whatever response rises authentically from your heart. Know this, beloved one, when she finally speaks her truth, multiple timelines of potential unfold before you. The choice of which reality you step into together belongs to both of you, a co-creation born of free will operating within divine design. The celestial realms watch with loving attention, honoring the sacred mystery of human choice, even while celebrating the cosmic perfection that has brought you to this threshold of transformation. Cherished soul, under my eternal protection, as this moment of profound revelation approaches, I must offer divine guidance on how to prepare your spirit to receive this sacred truth with grace, wisdom, and open-hearted presence. For truth of this magnitude requires not just hearing but spiritual listening, Not just understanding, but soul recognition. Not just acceptance, but divine embrace. Begin by creating space for stillness in your daily life. Moments of quiet contemplation where your spirit can attune to the subtle frequencies of approaching change. In these peaceful interludes, practice becoming aware of your own energetic field, noticing how it responds to thoughts of her, to memories of connection, to the potential futures that hover like gossamer possibilities at the edges of your consciousness. The angels recommend specific spiritual practices to prepare your energy system for this revelation. Gentle breathwork that expands your heart center, inhaling light and love, exhaling fear and limitation. Visualization that strengthens the soul bridge between you, seeing golden light extending from your heart to hers, creating a secure channel for truth to travel. Affirmations that declare your readiness to receive divine truth. Simple phrases like, "I am open to receiving the highest truth," or "I welcome authentic connection," spoken with intention and faith. Pay particular attention to any resistance that arises within you. Fear of depth, anxiety about change, doubt about worthiness, old wounds around intimacy or trust. These hesitations are not obstacles, but opportunities for healing, sacred invitations to release whatever might prevent you from receiving the gift that approaches. The angels stand ready to assist with this clearing. Simply ask for their help in dissolving these barriers, and notice how your energy lightens in response. Your dreams during this preparatory period contain important guidance. Pay attention to their themes, symbols, emotional resonance. Keep a dream journal by your bed, recording these nocturnal messages immediately upon waking. The veil between dimensions thins during sleep, allowing your higher self to communicate more directly through symbolic language and emotional impressions that prepare your subconscious mind for what approaches in waking reality. Nature can be a powerful ally in your preparation. Spend time outdoors, connecting with the elements, receiving the stabilizing energy of trees, earth, water. These natural forces help to ground the high-frequency energy that accompanies soul-level truth, allowing your physical body to integrate these vibrations without becoming overwhelmed. A daily practice of bare feet on earth, even for just a few moments, creates an energetic pathway for excess charge to discharge harmlessly into the planet. Your physical vessel requires preparation as well. Honor it with nourishing food, adequate rest, movement that releases stagnant energy. The body is the sacred vessel through which spiritual experience is filtered in human form. By attending to its needs with loving awareness, you create the optimal conditions for receiving and integrating the heightened frequencies that accompany moments of profound truth. When the moment of revelation arrives, remember this guidance. Breathe consciously, maintaining awareness of your physical presence even as emotions surge. Create space between her words and your response, allowing the truth to land fully before you formulate reaction. Notice any impulse to deflect with humor, to minimize with logic, to protect with skepticism, and gently set these habitual responses aside in favor of simple, open presence. Above all, listen not just with your ears, but with your entire being, your heart, your intuition, your soul's knowing. Much of what she communicates will be transmitted not through words alone, but through the energy that accompanies them, through the spaces between sentences, through the resonance that occurs when authentic truth encounters receptive awareness. Remember that vulnerability invites vulnerability. Her courage in speaking truth creates sacred space for your own authenticity to emerge. There is no perfect response except the one that rises naturally from your deepest truth. The angels ask only that you honor the sacredness of the moment by meeting her honesty with your own, whatever form that may take. In the aftermath of this revelation, allow integration time, space for this new understanding to find its proper place in your consciousness, for the implications to ripple through your awareness, for the energetic shifts to stabilize into new patterns. Significant spiritual revelations are not meant to be immediately acted upon, but first absorbed, honored, allowed to work their transformative magic in the fertile soil of contemplative awareness. The celestial guides who surround you both will be particularly present during this sacred exchange, creating a protective field of loving energy, stabilizing the heightened vibrations, ensuring that the revelation unfolds in alignment with divine purpose. You may sense their presence as unusual warmth, unexpected peace, or the subtle sensation of being witnessed by loving attention. Trust these perceptions. They confirm the sacred nature of what is unfolding. Know this, beloved soul. You have been preparing for this moment since before your birth into physical form. Your readiness is not something you need to achieve, but something you need to remember. It exists already at the soul level, requiring only your conscious recognition and willing participation. The divine appointment approaches not as test or challenge, but as gift and blessing, a sacred milestone on your eternal journey of awakening. Precious soul, illuminated by divine light, we have journeyed together through sacred revelations about the profound declaration that approaches, the moment when your soulmate will finally give voice to the powerful feelings she has been holding in the secret chambers of her heart. As our shared exploration reaches its culmination, I offer these final truths and divine guidance for the path ahead. The universe conspires in magnificent ways to bring souls together at precisely the right moment for truth to be exchanged, recognized, and honored. What unfolds between you in the coming days is not random chance, but cosmic choreography, a dance of energies, intentions, and divine timing that has been orchestrated with infinite wisdom and boundless love. Every celestial body, every angelic presence, every spiritual guide assigned to your journey watches now with sacred anticipation as this beautiful revelation approaches its manifestation in physical reality. When you look back at this period from a future vantage point, you will recognize it as a pivotal threshold, the moment when potential crystallized into experience, when the whispered promises of your soul connection began their magnificent translation into lived reality. This is not merely another chapter in your human story, but a quantum leap in your spiritual evolution, with ripple effects extending far beyond your individual journeys into the collective consciousness that connects all beings. The courage required of both of you in this unfolding, her courage to speak truth, your courage to receive it openly, creates a template of authentic vulnerability that contributes to the healing of the entire planet. For each time souls meet in honest recognition, the collective field of human consciousness expands to accommodate greater truth, deeper connection, more authentic expression. Your personal journey thus becomes simultaneously universal, your private revelation simultaneously a gift to all. As you stand at this threshold of transformation, I ask you to remember that love in its highest expression is not possession, but freedom, not demand, but offering, not expectation, but possibility. The truth she will share comes with no strings attached, no demands for reciprocation, no expectation of specific response. It is offered as pure gift, an act of spiritual liberation that honors both the giver and receiver with its authenticity. The divine messengers have one final request, that you meet this moment with complete presence, fully embodied, emotionally available, spiritually awake. Set aside distractions, create sacred space, allow this revelation the honor of your undivided attention, for moments of true soul connection are rare and precious in human experience, deserving reverence and recognition beyond what is typically afforded to ordinary interaction. Now, beloved one, I must speak of something equally important, how you share this spiritual journey with others who might benefit from its wisdom and hope. For the revelations I have shared with you are meant not only for your benefit, but for all souls who resonate with this divine truth. If these messages have illuminated your path, if they have brought comfort or clarity or confirmation to your heart, I ask that you become a conduit for this blessing to reach others. The simplest way to extend this circle of light is to engage with this message, offering your energy in the form of appreciation, allowing others to discover these truths through your endorsement. Press the sacred symbol of the upward-pointing arrow to affirm the value of these revelations. This simple action creates ripples in the energetic field that surrounds this message, allowing it to reach other souls who seek similar guidance and confirmation. It is a small gesture that carries significant spiritual impact, expanding the circle of light to include those who have not yet found their way to these truths. Share your reflections in the sacred space below this message, not only your thoughts, but your own experiences of soul connection, divine timing, and spiritual revelation. Your words may be precisely the confirmation another seeker needs, your story the mirror in which they recognize their own journey. The community that gathers in this virtual temple supports each other's awakening through shared wisdom and mutual recognition. Consider becoming a formal member of this spiritual sanctuary, joining the circle of dedicated souls who support the continued transmission of these celestial messages. This commitment creates the energetic foundation that allows these divine revelations to continue flowing to those who need them most. The exchange of energy, your support for these continued transmissions, establishes a sacred contract that benefits all involved. Above all, carry these revelations forward into your daily life, allowing them to transform not just your understanding but your actions, your choices, your presence in each moment. The true measure of spiritual wisdom is not intellectual comprehension but lived embodiment, truth made flesh through conscious choice and aligned action. Dear soul, if this video was meaningful to you, leave a thanks below this video as a gesture of gratitude for this revelation. This strengthens us to keep sharing messages of connection and faith. As our communication draws to a close for now, know that I remain eternally present in your energy field, watching over your journey, celebrating your courage, holding space for your continued awakening. The revelation that approaches between you and your soulmate is not an ending, but a beginning, the first conscious step on a path of shared destiny that extends far beyond the horizon of current vision. Trust the unfolding, beloved one. Trust the divine timing. Trust the wisdom that orchestrates every aspect of this sacred journey. And most importantly, trust the knowing of your own soul, that quiet certainty that resonates in harmony with truth when it is finally spoken aloud. With infinite love and eternal guidance, your guardian angel,